Well, it's early in the morning. We're down on Francis Case, which is a reservoir in southern South Dakota on the Missouri River system. So, you know, you think of the Missouri River system, you think of walleyes, and you think of Francis Case in particular, you think of lots of walleyes. You know, this is where people come to just catch big numbers of fish. You know, lots of great eater-sized fish. But tell you what, the last couple of years, the fish have been really nice down here just because of the high water. It seems like high water in some of these reservoirs, you just get a lot of forage, a lot of smelt fish that get washed through Lake Walleye. They get washed through Lake Sharp in the high water. And, you know, these fish down here just have, you know, really phenomenal growth rates during floods. We've had that over the last couple of years. And so fish are looking really healthy, and you don't always have good ice in this part of the world, but we've just had a cold snap here recently where there's 6 inches of good ice. And so we're excited here to get out here and try it. Mostly a morning and evening bite, so we got to get rolling. We're just getting set up here this morning, and I guess the first thing we're noticing is that there's hardly any current, which you can just tell angle on your line, you know, and just there's a lot of current ripping through here. You'll have a hard time even picking up your spoon or your lure on your Vexilar, but there's hardly any current. And so one thing you're going to notice about these reservoirs a lot is when the current picks up, it seems like the fishing picks up. When that current dies, it's like the fish scatter and they just get a lot harder to find and catch. So we'll see. A lot of times you'll see it pulse. It'll pick up and it'll drop off. It'll pick up and drop off. And so you'll definitely notice those windows. Water's moving, the fish are moving. Oh, there he is. The 1-2 punch. Boy, that dead stick just got slammed. Nice walleye. Oh yeah. Oh, it's a sauger. That's just a perfect eating size fish right there. Get untangled here. Nice. You know, so this is classic reservoir fishing in the sense that you're fishing sharp breaks that can be in, you know, deep water. But the thing about fishing deeper water is you have to fish it with a conscience. If you're fishing for crappies, perch, walleyes, you get past 25 feet, those fish will start showing signs of barrel trauma, especially if you reel them up fast. And so on Francis Case, what's interesting is that the state limit is 4 fish, 4 walleyes in South Dakota. But in the wintertime when you're ice fishing, you have to keep the first 4 fish you catch. It's an awesome opportunity for ice fishing. It says you can go out here and catch a lot of fish, but you have to do so responsibly. First 4 fish, go in your bucket, and then you're done. There's one. I don't know if fish is on my dead stick or. Oh, there he's coming in on the spoon. Oh, there he is. There he is. Oh, yeah. Yeah, good fish. Let's transducer out of here. Should be able to see it soon. Come on up here. It's a nice walleye. There she comes. Oh, look at that. Fish are just like they're albino. Look how pale they are. Which, you know, I can't prove this, Some people think it's sunlight, watercolor, but what I find is when fish move a lot, they get pale, they get washed out like this, but that's pretty common on reservoirs. Look at just the girth build on those fish. Put a minnow head on this pinhead spoon. It's kind of a heavier spoon, basically falls straight up and down. It's really an effective lure. It does a pretty good job of cutting this current. Oh, there's another one down there. It is go time.
The nice thing about South Dakota, or where we fish here in Platte, is that we can use 4 rods. And with that, you know, we're typically setting up like a trap line, I guess, of dead sticks along the contour break. And then we just kind of wait and see where those fish are they hitting at 25 feet, 26, 8, 30 feet, where they're gonna hit. And then of course we're jigging behind those dead sticks just to try to attract them. And if they happen to be aggressive that day, you'll get them on the jig. And if they happen to be kind of lethargic, they'll take that dead stick. And it's really a efficient way to fish out here. All right. First fish of the morning for me. Nice one. All right. Dandy. The old plain hook. First fish of the day. Digging it.
You know, so you look at Francis Case, you know, there's just a fishery or a system that has a lot of walleyes. And so obviously if you have ice and you can get out here and ice fish this safely, you know, it's just a tremendous opportunity for ice fishing. But the biggest thing with Francis Case is obviously you're gonna get ice later in the winter and you're not gonna have ice for as long. And so these windows can be pretty narrow, but talk about short and sweet. Probably the biggest thing about Francis Case from what I've seen is that you pick an area and you fish it. And if the fish aren't there, if you have to move, if you're gonna go across the river or if you're gonna go up the river 4 miles, it means packing up, coming off the ice and driving around 20 miles to get there. You just don't drive across the river. You just don't drive up and down this reservoir because this ice can be treacherous. You know, there's current moving through here. You know, you have to be real diligent with ice safety. You know, you just can't drive and ask questions later. You know, right now we've got 6 inches of ice. You know, you're dealing with a lot less ice, but if you pick your spots, you know, and fish these, I guess what you call these main primary ledges and primary points off that river channel, and there's current, you know, these fish move up and down through here. And I tell you what, it's some impressive fishing when you can get on the ice on Francis Case. Basically, you know, it's a morning and evening bite, but you still catch some fish during the day. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna run some set lines or dead sticks just off this deeper break. I'm just dropping it right down to the bottom, finding bottom, bringing it up about a foot, foot and a half. I've got the split shot about 6 inches above the minnow. You can see here that's just a 36-inch rod, 6-pound monofilament. And how this Arctic Warrior works, fish hits, you just see that flag pops up. So just a great way to run remote set lines. You either have the bail closed or open. I'm running them closed just because I'm not very far away. But especially for spreading some rods out, moving out deeper during the day where you want to cover some different depths. Just a great, great system. There, we got them. All right. They don't like getting pulled up. be able to see it soon here. Oh yeah. Another sauger. Which, you know, what's interesting is this is a fish that's native to the river. If you look at the Missouri River, the biomass of the Missouri River, say 100 years ago, before the reservoirs, it was sauger, channel catfish, sturgeon, paddlefish. You know, the walleyes, you know, they kind of exploded with the reservoirs. You know, it changed the habitat. So saugers are just a cool fish, just a native river fish.
We've got 110 miles of shoreline, of river here between the dams on Francis Case. The nice thing about this river is just the diversity that we have of, you know, fishing the flats. Our spring bite is awesome. Summer, fall, ice fishing now. You've just got the mud flats, you've got sunken trees. They lower our reservoir each year, roughly 20 feet in the fall, and they're just now bringing it back up. But with that current and movement of water, it turns those fish on and makes for a great bite. Just another fat little sauger, ready for the bucket. You know, these fish we've been catching are beautiful fish. They're just healthy, fat fish. I mean, and the reason for that is basically, I'll attribute it to all the flooding we've had in the past years. Has just put in all this bait into this system. You know, it comes all the way down from Fort Peck, Oahe, Lake Sharp, and this stuff will all settle in, I believe, down here at Francis Case, and our fish are just doing so well. They're so healthy, so fat. They've just been feeding on these shad and all the different baits that's in here, and just they're just so healthy. So we're looking forward to a great spring and summer of fishing. It's just great to just see how healthy they are.
Oh yeah. Bonus fish on the dead stick. Come on up. Oh yeah, look at that. Just a chunk. That's a nice walleye. Look at that. Look at the belly on it. Fish are eating good. Look at the girth on these fish. That's just gorgeous. Just a plain orange hook and a split shot. Yeah, that's great. You see how pale these fish are. You know, this reservoir fish is more like a river than anything, but these fish are just on the move all the time. You know, Francis Case is just one of those places people go to get their fishing fix. If you want a meal of fresh fish, Francis Case. If you just want to get bit and catch fish, Francis Case. And so you come out here in the springtime and there'll be all kinds of boats out here just because everybody's catching fish. And so when you get ice on a place like this, again, it's a good place to go if you're looking to get your fix.